Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Chip, and welcome to the channel. It is April 19th, 2024, and today we are looking at windy.com. We're doing a Lake Mead update. For those of you who don't know, we usually do these about once a week. I have been busy with family. Family is more important sometimes, and then I'm also in the midst of planting a garden, so sorry it's been so long since I have been around. We'll be doing a Colorado River update today, and we are talking about the precipitation that's coming. We are below normal, which is not a good thing. The models indicate that it's going to be wet here, but not extremely wet. Maybe a little over an inch around Aspen. We go down to Telluride, 1.09 in the next 10 days. So we'll see what the GFS is saying. Not as much, 0.8, but the GFS is saying 1.65 just to the north of Vail, 1.46 there in Vail. Steamboat Springs around an inch or so. Rock Springs up in Wyoming, which is on the Green River, 0.34. We go to the European model, and they're calling for about the same, 0.36, not too far off the course. Telluride down here, about an inch is what they're calling for. We go over to the GFS, and they're calling for 0.8. You can see this little yellow blob here. European models has it more over here towards Denver on the other side of the divide, and the GFS has it more so back here. So we rarely see any pinks like we see over here, like on the Arkansas-Missouri border line here, 4.9 inches possibly coming there, but you hardly ever see that over here, unfortunately. Over in Grand Junction, they're calling for 0.48, and I know some people that live over there, and they were saying it's more of a high desert area there in Colorado, and they're calling about 0.54, so not a whole lot of precipitation. It was about a normal year there in the Colorado River. We'll go look at that now. Not a whole lot of precipitation possibly coming. We're getting more towards late spring and closer to summer now. Here's your snow map. This is last year. It was really good. We were at 157% of medium, and today we're at 94% of the medium. Here's your average for that day. You're talking about 100%, and the snowfall today is at 94%. So we had an okay year. We didn't have a fantastic year like last year, but it's better than being way down here. We could have had the worst. We fall right in about the middle of the pack as far as snowfall goes. This is what we got. Let's go see what the water levels are at each lake. We will start off the Flaming Gorge like we generally do and move down towards Lake Havasu. So here we go next. As we roll out to Lake Havasu, you can see that the current water level is 6,026.63 feet, and that was Friday, April 19th, 2024 at 7 a.m. The level is 20.37 feet below full pool of 6,047. We'll see what the changes have been over the last several days. Over the last 24 hours, there has been no change at the Flaming Gorge. However, over the last 7 days, the lake is down 0.14 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is down 0.46 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 0.12 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is down 2.75 feet. Since last summer, you have lost right around 2.75 feet. Over the last year, the lake is up 18.06 feet. Your inflows are currently 2,105. Your outflows are 2,025. We go to your 3-year bar graph. 6,047 was your full pool level. In 2022, we were looking at 6,018.75 feet. Last year, we were looking at 6,008.57 feet. And today, we're at 6,026.63 feet. Percentage of capacity is currently 82.33%. And we roll over to Blue Mesa next. As we roll out to Blue Mesa, your current water level is 7,485.21 feet, and that was Friday, April 19, 2024 at 7 a.m. The level is 33.79 feet below full pool of 7,519.00 feet. Blue Mesa is down 0.12 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, Blue Mesa is up 0.41 feet. Over the last 14 days, Blue Mesa is down 0.61 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is down 2.35 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is down 8.90 feet. That's quite a bit. But over the last year, the lake is up 36.15 feet. Inflows are currently 1,381. Your outflows are 1,827. 3-year bar graph, 7,435.41 feet in 2022. Last year, we were looking at 7,448.52 feet. And today, we're at 7,487. 87.56 feet. Percentage of capacity, we're looking at 65.20 feet. Let's roll over to Lake Navajo next. As we roll out to Lake Navajo, your current water level is 6,041.61 feet, and that was Friday, April 19, 2024 at 7 a.m. The level is 43.39 feet, below full pool of 6,085. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 0.17 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, the lake is up 0.59 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is up 0.30 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 0.17 feet. However, over the last 6 months, the lake's down 4.81 feet. Over the last year, the lake's up 3.05 feet, modest number, and inflows are 1,711. Your outflows are 353. Let's go to your 3-year bar graph. 2022, we're looking at 6,020.43 feet. Last year in 2023, 6,038.56 feet. Today, we're at 6,041.61 feet, and percentage of capacity is the 3.54%. Let's roll out to Lake Powell next. As we roll out to Lake Powell, we have plenty to talk about here. 3,558.22 feet. That was Friday, April 19th, 2024 at 7 a.m. The level is 141.78 feet below full pool of 3,700. So, I come across this stuff from Bureau of Reclamation, and they're talking that this is the 3,600 mark right here, and it could possibly get above this year, is what they're thinking. Now, however, it will start to drop after about June, and it will go down below 3,600, but then bounce back up to above 3,625, which is this mark right here, which will be about 3,530 or 40 possibly. This is on the high side. This is what they're thinking estimate. Now, it'll probably be somewhere more in here. It will get not quite to 3,600 this year, but it could. It's always that potential, and this is probably more realistic, and it will get down below 3,575 and then bounce back up to 3,600 by next year before tailing back down to about 3,575. Now, on the low side, which I don't think this will happen, this will get up to 3,575, dipping way down below, and then not back up to 375 next year. So we will see ultimately how these models tend out. Somebody sits in an office and predicts this stuff, and with their knowledge, and they have been wrong about this many times in the past. So even on these predictions, back in 82, they thought it was supposed to be well below, and it ended up way higher than what it was supposed to. So this is what we got for that, and then we continue to roll. This is what they're thinking for projections. They're thinking 37%. So we are below that right now. So that would not be as good as last year. That's not as high. So they're only projecting 37. You could see all these other years starting 2004 at 46% going to 2011 with the high of 74%, not as low as 2022 at 27%. So we'll see what happens. So what has happened over the last several days and weeks? Over the last 24 hours, the lake is up 0.01 feet. Over the last 7 days, the lake is down 0.13 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is down 0.55 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is down 1.99 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is down 14.72 feet. Over the last year, the lake is up 35.33 feet. Inflows are 10,809. Your outflows are 10,181. Over the last 3 years, 3,522.54 feet was in 2022. Last year, we were looking at 3,522.89 feet. Today, we're at 3,558.22 feet. And percentage, as we were just talking about, we're only at 31.50%. Let's roll down to Lake Mead next. As we roll out to Lake Mead, you can see that the current water level is 1,073.68 feet. You can see that we topped off in March, as we generally do, and then it starts to decline as it always does. So usually it starts to increase right around the middle of November, all the way up until March, and then they start releasing water slow but slow, and that's exactly what they're doing. Nothing new to see here. If you've been following the lakes for years like I have, this is what we got going on. So let's roll out to to see what happened today. We're at 1,073.68 feet, and that's Friday, April 19, 2024 at 7 a.m. The level is 145.92 feet, below full pool of 1,219.60 feet. Over the last 24 hours, the lake is down 0.01 feet, so it's a slow release. It's not releasing a whole lot, and over the last 7 days, the lake is down 0.39 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is down 1.08 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is down almost 2 feet at 1.97 feet. However, over the last 6 months, we're up 7.73 feet. Over the last year, we're up 26.61 feet. So we come up not as high as Lake Powell did. Lake Powell was almost 40 foot, and then we're currently 26.61 feet. They say it's a balancing act between Lake Mead and Lake Powell, and that's exactly what we got going on. Lake Mead's inflows are currently 11,595. Lake Mead's outflows are 15,651 as we're getting to the grow season. Now you have to keep in mind though that Lake Mead also is only required to release 7.5 million acre feet, so not near as much for the next 3 years. So we continue to roll on. 2022 we're looking at 1,057.21 feet. Last year we're looking at 1,047.07 feet. Today we're looking at 1,073.68 feet. Percentage of capacity, we are currently 36.69%. So that's what we got going on there. And we're going to go down to Lake Mojave next. As we roll out to Lake Mojave, your current water level is 643.14 feet. And that was Friday, April 19, 2024 at 7 a.m. The level is 3.86 feet below full pool of 647. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 0.14 feet. Over the last 7 days, the lake is down 0.75 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is up 0.06 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 0.80 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is up 7.77 feet. And over the last year, the lake is up 0.31 feet. Your inflows are 14,657. Your outflows are 14,253. 3-year bar graph, we're looking at 642.67 feet in 2022. Last year, we're looking at 642.83 feet. Today, we're at 643.14 feet. Percentage of capacity, 93.87%. Down to Lake Havasu for your final stop. Hello, everybody. I hope all is well. It's been a while since I've talked to any of you. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday and hopefully a fantastic weekend as well. I have plenty to do this weekend. I will not be back for at least probably next week some point in time. So, Lake Havasu, here we come. As we roll out to Lake Havasu, your current water level is 448.16 feet, and that was Friday, April 19, 2024 at 7 a.m. The level is 1.84 feet below full pool of 450. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 0.56 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, the lake is up 0.16 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is down 0.14 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 0.70 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is also up 0.07 feet. And over the last year, the lake is up 0.44 feet. Inflows are 14,669. Your outflows are 6,993. 3-year bar graph, 447.25 feet in 2022. In 2023, last year, 447.72 feet. Today, we're at 448.16 feet. In the final feature tonight, 92.41%. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you're having a blessed day, and we will see you on the next one. God bless.